Hello and welcome back to Tinker Talks Guns. We're going to talk about a couple of loads for the M1 Carbine. And as I've covered previously, I have a beautiful, very nice sporterized M1 Carbine that was done back in the late 50s or early 60s when M1s were just a cheap rifle. And it's a delightful gun, very nice to shoot. But the only ammo available for it, really, that I can find is ball ammo, which is not suitable for hunting, and is, frankly, quite expensive. So naturally, I hand load ammunition for it. And options are a bit limited in terms of hand loading. I can occasionally run across some Spear plinkers, which are a half-jacketed round-nose lead. Those are okay. I have some 115 grain cast lead gas check bullets that will work, but again are suboptimal. And I got to thinking about it, and I realized I have a .308 sizing die. Now, normally you can't use 32 caliber bullets because they're .312 inches and won't work in the carbine. But with a .308 sizing die, I was able to take some XTP hollow points and squished them down to .308 and loaded them to between 1,900 and 2,000 feet per second. I don't know exactly because my carbine, my chronograph is currently not functioning. I have to fix that little wiring thing. So I decided to test these and some 110 grain jacketed soft points that I found in a remainders bin. And so we'll have a look at the results of that. But first, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters. Your contributions help more than you know. If you join my Patreon supporters at the $1 level or higher between 31 December 2023 and now, you will be eligible to win, courtesy of Rain City Shooting Center, a Hi-Point YC9 9mm handgun, which, if you are selected, will be shipped to an FFL near you in compliance with all federal, state, and local laws. I'd also like to thank channel benefactors like Ben, Leah, Pat, Tyrone, John, and they've contributed ammo, allowed me to present their handguns and shoot them and show them to you, and some people have even donated handguns. So thank you all very much. Oh, and special thanks to Octagon Garage, who donated the clear ballistics gel for the used in these tests. So, these will be done the base FBI protocol, fired into the gel through 4 layers of denim. There we go. All right, ready?
All right, yeah, do it.
And yeah, it doesn't like these. That soft lead point. Well, the jacketed hollow points didn't give any problems, and they worked fine. So obviously, I know what my load is. So these are a 110 grain semi-jacketed hollow point, old school with the soft exposed lead nose. I expect these are going to wreak some havoc and come apart. Let's find out. And I've reversed the block, so most of the disruption should be happening in relatively clean gel. And that did not cycle. Good to know. Oh yeah, it nosedived in the magazine. Well, World War II surplus magazines. You can only expect so much. So, let's have a look at what it did to our poor defenseless gel. It did not come apart the way I expected it to, and it produced very comparable results in the gel. You can see that it's shed a little bit of lead here and here, but that's a pretty impressive wound track of its own. And as you can see, the disruption is pretty spectacular. It goes about 8 inches deep before it streamlines, and the bullet wound up at a hair over 15 inches of penetration after going through the 4 layers of denim. Yeah, I'm gonna call that a pretty damn good performance. So both loads penetrated adequately and expanded well, but the jacketed soft points, or the jacketed, semi-jacketed hollow points rather, the 110 grain, as you can see, this one nosedove in the magazine. And an M1 carbine is a violent little beast. And overall, these just did not feed that well. I tried them in a different magazine and they fed better. They didn't do this, but they don't feed well. I think the soft lead nose is a problem. But they did exhibit good expansion to, I measured it earlier, to about 0.5 inches average, and it did shed a fair bit of weight. I don't know how much because I just found out my electronic scale is broken, so I'll need to replace that. But you could see some fairly large chunks in the gel, and I suspect this weighs about, went from 110 grains to about 90 grains. So they don't feed that well, and it only got 14 inches of penetration in gel. It just, no. The XTPs that I resized to 308 fared much better, expanding to an average of 0.55 inches and held together better. It did shed some weight, but it's probably still a 90 grain projectile. And it penetrated 15 inches into gel through the 4 layers of denim. So, you know, pretty happy with that. Since YouTube can be a bit funny about publishing load data, depending on the day of the week, phase of the moon, or whatever, I don't know, I will publish the load data on the website at the blog. But suffice to say, I'm pretty happy with the performance of the XCPs. I think on our relatively petite local deer at the ranges that I typically hunt at, I think they'll do quite well. And so I'm very happy with that. And I have a good supply of these. So that's all to the good. Anyway, if you liked the video, please hit like. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, stay safe, take care, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Safety is on. Sweep it back towards the trigger guard.
Where are you at? Oh, over here?
Yeah. No. Your finger was on it.
This? Oh, that. What the hell kind of gun is this, Mike? Come on.
Some World War II shit or something.
That's nice.
Isn't it?
That's
Here.
real nice.
Get some shots of me shooting it.
Yeah, you bet. That's really nice. That is a nice rifle.